Hey there, happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Dress down today, guys. You're just gonna have to deal. Today's been a very crazy day. So, sorry I'm not all dressed up for you. So I hope you'll just accept me as I am. You know, so it's definitely a dress down day today for me. Just hanging out. Just coming on to hang out with you guys. How you doing? Ash, you're struggling in a bit. What do you mean, are you kidding? What do you mean, are you kidding? It has been a day today. Peter, oh my God, how are you? You beautiful, gorgeous being, you. It has been forever. Yeah, this is dressed down. I got a oversized hoodie on from when I went to go see Chris Angel and Alice Cooper. I got that you. When I saw Peter, he's a dear friend who I absolutely adore, and I haven't gotten to speak to him in a very long time, so I am so blessed that he's on. I'm so very happy. You made my day today, Pete. You made my day. I still have the snowflake hanging in my bedroom. You had given me that Christmas, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so back to business. But what was I going to say? I guess you've been struggling a bit, you know, in reference to not being compensated. Okay, Ash, you feel like you've gone through a lot and you've paid your dues, and you know, things aren't exactly where you want them to be right now, and you thought you would be a lot further along. So are you happy in your life? Yes, you have a beautiful family. You adore your boys, that beautiful new baby, but you're getting restless and it doesn't feel like it's enough right now. And Spirit, as soon as you came on, they were like, let her know she's going to be compensated for everything you've gone through. You've persevered a lot, and there's been so much growth. But for you, they're making you climb the steps. So you're building that solid foundation, and you're going one step at a time. And that's why I think your word today, once again, is patience. You really just have to allow the patience and give yourself grace. You're getting there. Just keep on pushing and following through. And honestly, I'm getting, since, you know, when we first did our first reading together years ago, we had the time frame, and you are living in the house that I had seen for you, which is an amazing thing. But I'm giving you within the next 3 years. Okay. So you have your time frame. You're going to be exactly where it is that you've wanted to be for the past 2 years now. You know, you had a vision and a dream a little over 2 years ago, and things started transpiring, and you're not going to be a prisoner the way you feel like you're a prisoner to life. You are actually flipping the tables. So it's so important for you right now during this year for you to have the right attitude. Okay, that sounds amazing and is accurate. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for the affirmation that it was accurate. I appreciate that immensely. Pete, I have a question for you because this is interesting. How's your brother doing? Wait for you to come through, because I know it's been a bit of a struggle, and with what you've been doing, going back and forth to Florida. Okay, but it's interesting. I have a message for you from your brother's energy. Would you like to hear it? I know. he's at that space. And I know that you understand that spirit can connect, especially now, because he's extremely open. And he's not letting go, okay? So it's like as soon as you came on, it's like all of a sudden that I was able to connect with his energy and where he's at right now. And I have a message from your brother to you right now, okay? He said to tell Pete to let it be. And does that, I'm going to leave it right there for a second. But he said, tell Pete to let it be. Okay. And it wasn't let it go, because I could expand and say let it go. But that's not what he said. He said, tell Pete to let it be. And he's holding on, Pete, because he's choosing to hold on right now. He needs to hold on right now. There are a couple things that let it be, yes. There are a couple of things that he is working through and coming to terms with as he's coming to the end of his life. But those are things that he has to work through, and he has to rectify within his being. He has been doing a lot of praying and reaching out, making sense of the past 15 years. Okay. He loves you. He appreciates you. You stress too much. He knows you're doing everything that you can and within your power. But the message he gave me for you is just let it be. You know, unfortunately, this race that he's running right now, he's in a position where you can be a form of support from them for him and be there in the way you're able to be. But this is a race that he needs to run on his own. And he's not alone. He is afraid, though. He does have fear in reference to it, and I think that's what he's rectifying, why he's held on for so long and why it's been so up and down. And that's starting to show, he says. Does that make sense to you, Pete? And it's interesting because he really wishes that he had more time. And I think he's fighting for that too. I think he's fighting for that miracle, you know, kind of, you know, when Jesus went out to the desert before, went out to the desert before, you know, he was due to be arrested and taken to the cross. And it's like Jesus turned around and said, Father, if there's any way that he didn't have to carry that burden, you know. So he asked, you know, and that's kind of where your brother's at right now. Just love him. It's just interesting where his energy at and the things that are running through his head and how he's second guessing himself where he doesn't need to. He made the right decision for his life, you know. But yeah, so thank you. This is very spot on. I can understand everything you're saying. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. I'm so glad because it's interesting. He just came through and I said, I know that Pete's brother hadn't passed on, and you know, but he's kind of the veil is so thin right now, and he's kind of able to, and he says that he's with you where you are more than you know. He jumps in on you. So if you feel him, that's him. Hey Joss, how are you, sweetheart? if that makes any sense. I'm sending you so much love, Pete. I am. Huge hug. Number one, I miss you. I was so excited to be in your energy and your presence again, and then to have the start of that message come through, and then I start out all excited because, you know, it's you, you're here, and then to go so deep so quickly. But I hope that's a message that gives you peace and a little bit more understanding. But yeah, let it be. Yeah, okay, good, because sometimes, you know, that happens. Sometimes I get excited when somebody needs a message from a loved one and they come through for them and they have that message. So, you know, sometimes my energy is just, it bounces all over the place. And today with the day I had, it's bouncing all over the place. I'm doing very well, Joss. I miss you. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. But I'm glad you're taking the time to say hello. Yes, it does. I'm so glad I'm here tonight. Thank you, Amy, for telling me. Yeah, it's every Monday. But I'm actually jumping on a lot more because I'm finding that people really now are needing the help and the guidance. And I know you understand. And sometimes, you know, the weight we carry, you know. But yeah, huge hugs. Amy, I got a message for you too. Spirit says get over it. Get over it. Okay. I know you are. Happy he waiting for your call. What do you mean? Which call? Which call? Was I supposed to call and I didn't realize it? Yeah, Amy, and this is so funny that it comes through. They said go over it. They said you're pouting a whole lot. You are setting yourself up for failure because you're setting a bar that doesn't even belong to be set because it doesn't even correlate with the situation. The two things are completely different. They don't mesh. Okay, and you have to stop making it so difficult and stop making excuses. Honestly, you know, hello, universe, bitch slap for Amy. What are you over? What? Funny. I know you're laughing because you know what I'm talking about. You know, you really have to stop waiting, Ames. Okay, you really have to kind of assess the situation for what it is. And realize that you have all the opportunity in front of you for you to, no, don't even do that. Guys, just so you know, she knows exactly what I'm talking about because I happen to be her best friend too. But they're saying that you really have to assess the situation. The alignment is huge right now for you. And you got to remember, regardless of what happens 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. Okay. Hey, Doreen. Doreen's going to cuddle up and pull her blanket over because she's getting ready to go to bed. I actually love that. Doreen says every time you start talking on live or in Journeys, it's just so relaxing. It puts me to sleep. Which I love. It's awesome. Thank God, you know, spirit works when you're sleeping too. You're actually more open. So you are getting bitch, yeah. Doe, she's getting bitch slapped. So it's like everybody right now, and I'm gonna group you all into this. This is a destiny year. I keep on beating on this door. It's not a dead horse. You may be tired of me hearing it, but I'm gonna beat on the door. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna repeat myself. I'm gonna yell it so everyone can hear. And then I'm hoping as we get closer to the end of 2026 that you guys start catching on. That you start catching on. The energy in our world is destructive. It's volatile. It's crazy. But the alignments right now are allowing for a huge, number one, humanitarian shift. Hey, Dan. As well as your personal sovereign shift. You cannot wait for the world to fix itself, your world to fix yourself, for things to come to you, because you're going to be waiting a really long time. You have to stand in your power. You actually have to use your voice and authentically be who you are. Okay, so if you're in a position in your life where you feel stuck, if you're in a position where your life where you're sick and tired of all the bullshit, if you're in the position where you're tired of seeing all this shit online and what's going off, tune it out. Start changing your world. But for you, Amy, it's like you are in a destiny year. You just bought the cutest little home and made it yours in Myrtle Beach. Okay. You're building a community there. So the community is growing, and you actually haven't had to put work into that, Amy. Universe gave that to you. But you will actually have to start engaging in the life you have there. Start moving forward. Stop setting barriers so that it's impossible for people to reach you. Realize that right now the paths are different. You know, I'd love to say they're running parallel, but we know they're not. But you have to go on your journey forward. They have to go on their journey forward. Okay? And you have to start actively living your life in today. And think positive. Stop looking for something wrong in everybody. Because I'm telling you, if you put down that wall, you're going to find something right. Yes, I'm trying. I hear static. Yeah, you're so funny. You know I'm right. But I love when Amy gets bitch slapped on a regular basis. And I actually, my jersey comes out, so it's actually a fun thing. And Pete's, you know, up there, so all my Jersey peeps are actually online. I have Dan on here. Dan, do you have a question for me? I will tell you this. Hi, Daniel. Do you have a question? I'm going to let you ask me a question first, and then I'll put my 2 cents in, Dan, if you're still on here. I'm not going to put my 2 cents on if you're not here. The bruises just make you colorful, Amy. Amy says, I'm so bruised. And I know she's thinking, I'm assuming you're saying emotionally, mentally. You know, we've all been beat up a little bit. Hello, my child, my beautiful, gorgeous firstborn. Everybody say hello to the Dominic. Dan, are you on here? Is Dan on here, guys? I gotta look. I'm looking. Man. All right, I'm going to have to give Dan his message later. He jumped in and jumped out because Dan's supposed to start kissing his girl more. He's not kissing his girl. Because Spirit was like, kiss the girl. So I'm going to have to. I know I just looked, Joss. So, Joss, you are on such a whirlwind right now. And I love it. And it's such a good thing. Like this is, I mean, stable, exciting. Still after being with them for a while now, not a year, but for a while, it's exciting. And it gave you such a sense of freedom. Don't be afraid to come back a little bit from this Shangri-La that you've been in. Because to keep the Shangri-La where it needs to be, you know, that love growing, you have to come back a little bit to yourself. Okay? You need to. Because you have a tendency to start losing yourself, and then you start to struggle with that. So they're saying you have to come back to the ground a little bit. You have to become a little bit more grounded, and in the present, and actively in your life as a being. You know, and you can't lose that. And they're saying get back to your music. You need to get back to creating again. Although I know you've been creating something. But you have to get your frequency back up. Yes, but I feel it's pretty stable right now. No, it is stable. I'm so excited. It's stable. So that's why I'm telling you, you know, it's been amazing for you. It's been, you're able to breathe again. And you have a sense of freedom in this relationship that you haven't felt in any other relationship in such a long time. But you're good. But it ends up being all encompassing because of how you love, especially because you realized you could have that kind of love again, that you always have to remember to come back to your center because of what happens within you internally. You know, because there's part of you that loves being in the relationships, and part of somebody, especially when they understand you and they're allowing you to be you. But there are those times where you need to go within yourself. So it's important for you. So for you, you have to focus on the balance. No, I know, which is an amazing thing. You have to focus on balance. So everything is amazing right now, but Spirit is reminding you to remember what you need to do for you and for your being, because we know what an old soul you are, and we know that sometimes you need to just be, you know, so they're just reminding you to make sure you have that balance and that time for yourself. Okay. So hey Maria, how are you, sweetheart? Hi, Dave. How are you? I hope you're enjoying North Carolina. I think you're still there. I think you're still in North Carolina. Good. I'm glad. You know I'm always here for you, Joss. Forever and always. Forever and always. Good. Are you coming to the West Coast, Dave? Are you going to be coming my direction? If you come through SoCal, let me know. Let me know if you're coming through SoCal, because you know you can't pass through without coming to see me. Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a lot of fun. It is. It is. We have some people, our soul family, that actually works at a tattoo parlor in Philadelphia, but they live in New Jersey now. They used to live in Philly. So if you're looking to get some new ink, let me know. I'll get you hooked up with Kyle. Oh, Southern California. I'm in San Clemente. So I'm an hour north of San Diego and an hour south of LA. So I'm right on the coast, right there. In a town that I'm hoping stays sleepy, but I don't know if the people's here is going to allow it. Okay. So how is everybody feeling with this full moon energy that's happening? I have to show you because it's so happy. These are one of the crystals. Like, I have one more crystal to post, which is the available garnets I have. I got all the other crystals for the toolkit for what you need for the full moon, this full moon to work with. What was I going to say? And Amy actually said, I got all the crystals, thank you, last night, because she had them. I put them underneath my mattress, and I slept so good in my bedroom. She's like, it's crazy. But this is like labradorite, like I said. I have labradorite everywhere. In fact, my palm stone's in the other room. But look, I even have, he's labradorite too. And I have my labradorite here, and I'm wearing it. But look how much flash. I mean, look, guys, this really is literally a piece of the frozen fire of the Aurora Borealis. I haven't seen the Northern Lights, but you know what? I get to see it every day when I look at this. My hand-carved rose. Mr. Peter actually gave that to me, gifted that to me, Ames. Okay. Very cool. I'm so glad that you're traveling this summer. That's huge. That's just amazing. Okay. So, ask me some questions, guys. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to know? Do you want to do some past lives? Do you have any questions, concerns? I'm here. I am here for a limited time because I have to teach at 7, but I am here right now for you. What are you guys doing for yourself? How are you choosing you? How are you showing up for your life? What are you letting go of? But I'm telling you, I cannot stress. Oh, you know who came through today? Doreen's dad came through today. He did. It was so cool. It was so cool because I don't think in any of our readings her pops ever came through before. I'm not going to share all the information, but he did say that her mama ain't coming home anytime soon, which is a good thing. Jen, do I get anything on you? You have a couple of different things going on in a couple of different areas. Okay. And it feels like your energy feels like you're spinning your wheels. So if you have a specific question for me, ask it. But you really have to learn. You have to work on, for you, finding the balance and the compromise. You know, and it's also compromising with spirit, because there are things that you truly want to have happen, and there are struggles and situations that have happened for you that every time you get going, you feel like you're getting pushed back down again, and you second guess your purpose. And your biggest purchase in your life is honestly, what Spirit wants you to do is learn how to live without fear. You know, because you're always waiting for something to happen. You have the struggling with your health issues, stuff you're dealing with work. If you're really going to find a place. And it's just constant mental and emotional chaos for you. So Spirit's like, you know, for you, you have to release the fear and then trust in your path. You know where it is that you want to go. You know what it is that you want to do. So you have to let go of the fear and open up yourself for that growth and the possibilities. But if you stay in a state of fear and constant questioning, okay, it's creating vibrational density in your being, which is getting you stuck. You are going to have the home that you want. And they say it's just around the corner. And you know what you deal with the particular issues with your health. And you've been working on letting the fear go. And that's something that, unfortunately, you know, no matter what the doctors say, it's something you have to deal with. Okay. But it's under control. So it's a pain in the ass. But I think once we get your fear under control and you kind of let loose a little bit, things in that area will start getting better. You'll have longer periods of time of peace. But if you don't let go of the fear, you're going to stay stuck spinning your wheels. So every time you get going, then your anxiety kicks in. That fear just goes into overdrive because the anxiety is rooted in fear. So you need to deal with that so that you're able to flow. So you really have to learn how to deal with those emotions so that the density doesn't have a chance to stay compacted in your body. Every emotion we have, we're going to have numerous times in our lives, even when we know how to deal with them. We're human. It's why we're here. But emotions are, you know, feelings in motion. Okay, so they need to flow and have a place to go. If they get stuck, you get stuck. And then it just gets weighted down and weighted down and weighted down like you're getting filled with concrete and then you can't move. Okay? It is a pain in the ass. I have a big appointment next week. You're going to be okay. And you know you're going to be okay. So it's just something like, you know, you have the strength within you to be able to deal with what you deal with your health. And I know how hard it is for you. I do, sweetheart. And I know it's a struggle, but I know you've gotten through it every time. You can get through it again this time. You know, and they are going to find a way. You just keep going. And then what they're doing is improving. So the technology, because I'm hearing from Spirit, there's technology that's going to be able to help you. Okay. Which is huge. And the new procedures that they're developing. So it's going to get better. And you know, everything you're going through, in a way, you're paving the way for healing for so many other generations that are coming after you, you know. But you really have to learn how to compromise, but compromise with Spirit, you know. And you didn't do anything wrong, because it's like when I'm connecting with Spirit, it's like you have so much guilt. Like, what did I do? Why do I have to go through this? Why am I not getting anything right? It's like you almost feel like you're being punished for something, but you're not, you know? So, you know, you have to kind of understand that and learn to compromise with Spirit a little bit so they can do their work. You have to work on letting go of that fear. And then you legitimately need to sit down. So I'm going to give you till after this appointment, this big appointment. I will get there in a second. So for you, you know, after, you know, go to that appointment, then you have to come back and you have to take a look at everything. And then you have to come up with a plan. You have to treat your life like a chessboard. There has to be strategy, and you got to make sure your hubs is on board. Get all your ducks in a row, you know, and every step you take has to be a deliberate and purposeful step, because your life has purpose and meaning. Okay. And then you have to realize you are going to discover that there is authentic purpose in your life. And you have to allow it to rise and appear for you, because you haven't even tapped into it yet. And you have the free will to decide. I hope that helps you a little bit. Okay, Chuck. Ooh, Chuck. Somebody piggybacked you and came home with you. You have a guest. You're welcome, sweetheart. You are welcome. You know I'm always here if you need me. I'm always here. But I'm back every Monday, so that's a good thing. Chuck, did you visit any places inundated with ghosties lately? Like, I know you go ghost hunting all the time. But you almost, honest to God, I almost want to say it's almost like there's two that are, you definitely have one that piggybacked home, and it was like almost like there was another one who wanted to come with you. But oh, that's so funny. Another one, and it's not the ghost that you have attached on you. Isn't an entity that's a ghostie that's going to cause you harm. He just wanted to go home. He just wanted to go home. And for some reason, your energy, he was able to piggyback on you and catch a ride out. Which means if that ghost was able to catch a ride out, he has to have some sort of connection to you. Ooh, my mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. But he wants you to bring him home. Like, really? Like, really? It really sucks, because when he died, he was buried in more of like a mass grave. He wasn't he wasn't, it's not like he had a proper burial. Yeah, I get that. Somebody on our side, or on the side of the north, let's just put it that way, on the side of the north, I get when he was killed, he was probably about 20 years old. And he had a young wife who, when he went off to war, was pregnant. Where did you go, Chuck? Is it a bad thing to bring a ghost home? We normally don't like things to jump on us, and we're all like, especially Chuck, because this is really his passion and what he does, besides the fact he's also a gatekeeper. So he's also one of those people that has been charged in life to cross people over. So we would hope, we definitely don't want the bad ghosts, but sometimes if we're connected to a spirit, Chuck, you're really connected to them. I'm telling you, there's a connection. We're going to have to talk. It's not bad energy, but they want you to bring them home. So it's just like, what the hell are you talking about? Because it's not like there's anything that belonged to them, although he's saying there is. So that's even weirder. He wants to go home. He wants to see the water again. But I'm getting almost... what I'm getting in my head is like big ocean, expansive ocean. It's definitely on the East Coast, but it's like at the top of, it's like a bluff or a cliff. Like it's up here, so you go off, you can see the water. You look down, there's rocks, but there's actually a beach on the bottom. There's not rocks. So when you go up, you're going up. It's expansive, but the thing is we have to see if we can find that place. I almost wonder if, I'm almost getting it's like Maine. Could it be Maine? Well, we're going to have to work on this, guys. He's got piggybacked him. No, I know you don't want to bring... He's already home, though. You don't want to bring ghosts home from anywhere. But it's almost as if this spirit that piggybacked, because it didn't possess him, it's not possessing him, it kind of jumped on to get away. But the only way that a spirit could do that is if they're connected. So now we kind of have to do the research and go back to see how you're connected. Close to what? Did Chuck go to Gettysburg? Was he in that vicinity? Because that's definitely the time frame we're talking about. So it's not a negative entity, but I actually think there's a possibility. Did they plane crash together? Yes, many times. You're so funny. Well, we already know that Chuck was a fighter pilot. We already know that. We already know in a past life that's what he was. Sorry guys, I'm kind of, because this is interesting, because it's not negative, it's not demonic, It's not evil. It's kind of somebody that piggybacked because they wanted to go home. But the only way that can happen is if they're connected to him somehow, which means there is a possibility that they might be related. I mean, that's what it would have to be, I think. So it's really interesting. I'm going to have to message Chuck. I'm going to have to message him. It's not negative. It's not demonic. It's not anything that's doing harm, but it's like almost like they were trapped there on that land for so long, and when Chuck was there, they kind of recognized the energy and said, I'm going home. I'm going home. It's nothing evil. It's nothing hidden. Yeah, almost family. Exactly. Exactly. But the interesting thing is we can do the work to figure out who this is. Okay, which is cool. But road trip. Road trip. And if a road trip and we can't figure it out as possible, then you, me, Pete, and Chuck, Chuck's going to have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation with the spirit and say, now that you're not bound anymore where you died, you can go home and you can cross them, is what I'm getting. And it's interesting because, yes, his wife was around 20 years old. Yes, she was pregnant and was going to have a baby. They were so young. But the thing he wants most is to see the water again, which is so interesting to me. Like, this is actually really good energy, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I have ghost hunters and other gifted people on here this evening as well. So to have this come through for Chuck is pretty cool. And it's actually, you get to take a ghost home and get them unstuck and not have to actually cross them or attempt to cross them when they're there. But they're really not supposed to, jump on. It might be. It could be the Atlantic Highlands one, not Sandy Hook. You're talking about the double lighthouse in Atlantic Highlands. I'm really thinking this is Maine, guys. I'm gonna have to go and search because I can see exactly what the coastline looks like. I can see it, and I'm from that area. That's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like at all. So I'm going to have to see if I can do some research on it. I'm going to have to do some research. But it's actually, so for anybody who doesn't understand, usually we don't want ghosts to jump on us. You don't want to take anything with you. That's why I always tell you guys, when you go ghost hunting, it's really important that I know it's so much fun. I do. Like, honestly, when I get to go on a hunt, for me, it's exciting. Like, because it's easier to deal with people who cross sometimes. Because when I work with you guys and the living and the grief you go through, the trauma, the struggles, it's real heavy sometimes, a lot of the times until we get those breakthroughs. But, the other side, we know how to deal with it. They're pretty straightforward. So, but we actually know how to protect ourselves before going in. We know what to watch out when we're in there, and we know how to cleanse ourselves when we get out, and that doesn't always guarantee that the ghosts aren't going to follow you home. And so a lot of you, in fact, some of you guys, I had to reprimand, who were so excited because they went and bought equipment and went on a ghost hunt, them and their friends. And I was like, you did not. Who did you go with? And they went on their own. I'm like, well, did you do this, this, and this? So, when you go on ghost hunts, guys, please, 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 don't go to the, even though I know it can be a draw, the places that have had like evil stuff happening, you know, those violent haunts and things like that, because it's extremely dangerous. And when you go, please make sure you're going with people who know the risks and know what they're doing, so at least you have some added protection. Because when these things jump on you and they come home, they're very, very hard to get off. And sometimes you can't get them completely off. And then sometimes even when you get them off, they leave their mark. They take a piece of you with them. You know, it's not a game, and it's very dangerous. So, you know, although I know you guys all think it's exciting, but it's dangerous, and sometimes you never recover. That's why when my show starts, we're actually going to be focusing on a day with ghost hunting, because of all you, so many people are obsessed about it, but I'm also going to be interviewing people that can warn you about it. And the dangers in reference to it. It's really important. And then honestly, so many of you people have your own spirits with you. So, you know, when your ancestors, your guides, and your grandmother, your mama who passed away with you, you're kind of, you're already haunted. You're already haunted because they're protecting you and guiding you. What do you need to go elsewhere looking for? But I'm, you know, with the show, I'm going to be trying to educate you guys so that you understand how dangerous it is, and that you really need to be protected. Like, I love Savannah, Georgia. Amy won't go anywhere near Savannah, Georgia. Even though she was supposed to move there, and she was like, nope, not doing it. Close the portal. Ghost question. What is bothering my boyfriend when he comes over? I know I have a portal from my attic. Shadow people, like, he feels it, but he said, oh, they know to not bother you. They are on me. Joss, do me a favor. This is what I need you to do. I need you to actually take pictures for me and video. Okay? The areas, so I can look at them and see if anything's going on. And then it's residual energy is what it is. And then we need to cleanse your house, and we'll crystal grid your house. But I want to be able to see what's going on there so I can actually see what's happening. And then we can work on closing the portal and getting the energy out of there. For so long, you kept the portal open, but there's not a need for it anymore. Yeah, of course it does, because the veil thins. The veil thins, that's why. But you do know, wait a minute, Josh, you know where that goes, right? Feel the energy in it. I can feel the energy so huge. I mean, he could feel the shadows. And I would love to say of the life that once was. And what comes through, because you did reign and have authority, remember? Oh, what fun. So it's definitely dimensional and goes back. Let me see what time it is. Okay, still have a couple minutes. Joss. It connects you back to Atlantis. Connects you back to home. Good night, Mama. That's all that is. It's nothing scary, but he doesn't understand that energy, but we can close the portal. You can shut that down. You can shut that down. You knew what that energy was. It's actually really cool. We're having an interesting night tonight. It's not all readings. We're talking ghosties and dimensionals and lineage and all that good stuff. And one more brother question, please. Will he sell the house before he passes? I get it's almost on the verge of being sold now. That there's going to be offers coming in. It's whether your brother chooses to accept the offers. I'm almost getting that he wants you to have the house, so that he's leaving something behind. But I wonder if he realizes if that doesn't really matter. So it's definitely if he chooses to sell it, but I'm almost getting that offers have already come in, but they haven't been right where the price where he felt was what he wanted to sell the home for. So I really do think that it should move within the next 6 months. It should be sold. And I guess it's another thing he's working through. But yeah, the house, there's no reason why the house will not sell. It's just he's not necessarily going to get the price he was asking for the house itself. It's almost like I want to say make sure that somebody's checking the messages and really involved in it, because he's got a lot going on. And it's really hard for him to stay on top of certain things. You hope he lasts that long? Like I said, it's something your brother's going to decide. I told Amy the last time you were going off, you weren't sure if you were going to make it for him, and I had told Amy that he's gonna get there in time. He's not ready to go yet, you know. And I had told Amy that when it's time for him to go, he's gonna choose how and when he goes. And the one good thing, because I know what he's dealing with now, and you understand based on what I told you earlier, but he is going to be at peace. Like, he's going to be ready, you know. He just needs a little bit more time, that's all. He just needs a little bit more time, and he'll be ready. He does fight, though, doesn't he? That sounds like them. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. He's figuring it out. He is. I think he's just, you know, finding and empowering his faith right now. And I know you understand what I'm talking about, even though he, you know, he is a priest, or was a priest. So definitely message me, Pete, and we'll talk. We'll get on a call. It's been a minute. We need to catch up anyway. We'll see if we can come up with a plan for him. You know? And a plan to help make it a little bit easier for you to move through, if that makes any sense to you. Your aunt and uncle died recently. Are they okay? Easiest question is yes, they're fine. They're actually kind of in the process of moving through, and resurrection. I get resurrection for them, being reborn. They're okay. They kind of, it's interesting because I don't know the circumstances around their death, but they went together. Like when they came together, they crossed over together. So they did cross. They did cross, which is a good thing. They didn't see a need to stay back. We had such a good night tonight, guys. It was kind of all over the place because my energy was, today's been a day. But it's amazing that I love, especially, I connected with somebody who was alive the other day still, because they weren't communicating. So it was what somebody needed to hear. So I love when I'm able. You're welcome, sweetheart, anytime, David. I love when I'm able to help people when people are still here, even if they're beginning to transition. And your brother, just so you know, every time he starts, you think he's going, he's like, nope. It's like he puts his hand on the doors. I ain't going anywhere yet. I ain't going anywhere yet. It's not my time yet. I'm not ready. But, you know, today's been a big day in so many different ways with the energy. But also, you know, Saturn is in retrograde, guys. Neptune's in retrograde, guys. But Mercury is no longer in retrograde. But you know what? The planets that are, they are for a reason. You're so welcome, Peter. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could. And it's interesting getting to have conversations with these different people, too. It's what I was born to do, as you understand. Yep. But a lot of stuff is, so anybody who has been, yeah, it's crazy. If anybody, because Mercury did go direct, is no longer in retrograde, the fog's been lifted. I actually have to do the advertisement. I haven't had time yet. I'm going to be doing Full Moon Journey. And I don't know if I'm going to do it Wednesday or Thursday, because you got to remember the moon hits its apex on the 29th. So you can actually do your work during the full moon, cleansing your crystals and everything else, taking advantage of the energy, doing your burning, doing your planning from the day before the 29th, so you can be in the cycle from the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th. So I may be actually just doing the full moon live on Wednesday. I have to see. I'm not going to promise. And then doing the journeys on Thursday. But they really are, you know, these journeys are big time, guys. I actually legitimately cross you guys over. And you're able to do the work that you need to do and take advantage of the lunar energy. Plus, you do get a lot of answers because guides and spirit and people do jump in. And it's interesting. It's an amazing experience, and I would love to do it with you guys. So if you guys are interested in doing the journey, please let me know. I would love to do it with you. I am going to do 2 separate times for my East Coasters, West Coasters, but all coasts and time zones are welcome. I will be doing the full moon live. And then I'm telling you, right now is the time to book your sessions, your crossroads, your life path, career, relationship, doing past life regressions, amazing right now, as well as doing the soul retrievals and getting the work in, because, you know, the clock is ticking. The days are passing. Halloween is just around the corner. I mean, they actually already have pumpkin creamer out, and we're still in July. Why is there pumpkin creamer out? What is happening? And I love Halloween. It's like, oh my goodness. You know, and pretty soon, as soon as we hit August, all the Halloween stuff's going to be gone, and we're going to have Christmas trees. They're all going to be popping up. But you guys get what I'm saying. So, you know, you can either direct message me or go to my website, www.oneheartonespirit.com. I did put the order of the crystals that you guys need to work through this lunar cycle that will help you in every way. Not only the live I did yesterday, can you actually re-listen to it and find out why you need them, and the herbs and the candles. But I also am posting the individual crystals that I have available, that I am going to the post office tomorrow to get some of them out that have been picked and are going home to their people. But I will be getting them out, so they will still get to you at the beginning of this lunar cycle, so you can work with them over the next 28 days. Except next month, I will actually do that 2 weeks prior to the full moon, so that I can get them home. I was inspired, but I was inspired later in the month. So, and then if you want any pieces made, you want me to create anything for you, please let me know. Okay. Also, you can go to my website, www.oneheartonespirit.com, spell it out, and go to the link in my bio, because I'm going to have to do a line on it, but I co-created with an amazing master apothecary and wellness alchemist who I've been working with for years on amazing wellness. It's a wellness and beauty line. So we have skincare for men, for women. We launched our first, I think it's 4 4 major skincare products, as well as a men's like beard oil and skin oil and stuff that we launched. But we're doing a big launch for when Practical Magic is being released that we're really excited about. But as we get going, we're going to be releasing new products, teas, sprays, all that good stuff. So definitely, you know, go browse around the site, or if you have any questions, let me know. And if you want to try something out, let me tell you something. I use the skincare on my face. This is a dewy face. This is dewy. Do you see this? I don't have any makeup on right now. I'm dewy. It's hot in here, but I'm dewy. Skincare wasn't working for me. I started using this, and it really, really, really changed my skin like almost overnight, because all of the stuff the muggles were making, you know, the scientists that were really focusing on different things versus on nourishing the skin, wasn't working. So I took it into my own hands. But the beef tallow, we put honey, Manuka honey in it, and the beef towel is just, I'm obsessed with it. It's amazing for your skin, but for people who have ashy, dry skin, instantly reverses it. It's amazing. So definitely, if you have any questions about the skincare, let me know. I love you. Got to be serious. I got to go because I got to teach. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. I love you guys.